So Gordon and I are doing a quick hike up the Sea to Summit Trail, then we're heading off to camp at Sasquatch Provincial Park.
We head up, way up. Camera will show it, but you can see kiteboarders down in the inlet. Always very windy in there, usually a lot of kiteboarders. What's really nice about this trail, big trees and also some downhill. So lots of steep uphill, so good workout, but also little canyons like this where you get to go downhill. Just makes it so pleasant. Probably the best viewpoint on the trail just after the halfway mark. Looking down, Howe Sound. Basically branches out into an old logging road for a kilometer or two, and then we go up a trail section again.
You're very close, you can just see the gondola through the trees almost in the center of the screen. And that's Goat Ridge off on the right.
Now we're heading over to Sasquatch Provincial Park. It's about 2 hours east of Vancouver.
So we're just at a rest stop between Abbotsford and Chilliwack, and we found a free sandy dump and potable water, which is great. Gordon's just filling up the water now. Our tanks are, the gray and black are 1/3 full each, and our water tank is empty. We figured we don't really need to dump yet because it's 1/3. So we're going to go on to the campground with a full tank of water though. And pretty good views from this rest stop.
Looks like a sports car club. Leaving us in the dust.
Okay, so we're in Sasquatch Provincial Park. We're actually in an area called Deer Lake Bench, which is kind of, looks like it's more their overflow. The other two areas near the lakes are full, but this is a very nice area. We've got some trees, a little view right there behind of the mountain. You can't quite see it, I bet, but it is there. So yeah, nice, very peaceful area. You can hear the birds. It's about 26 degrees Celsius, so it's one of our first really decent warm days. And the bugs are out, so we're going to put the bug screen up in the Zion, probably at least the side door one and maybe the back as well. And here's our gully. Not a bad view. Green. It's just a light sound of a creek down there somewhere. I can hear it from here. Yeah, pretty straightforward. It looks effective, but it looks far less pleasant to use than the screens that used to be in the doors. They removed the screens primarily because they came off the track fairly easily, and if you weren't careful you could rip them. There's a couple out here too, still to do. I think those are magnets or weights, but they keep this down. Otherwise you could probably get a little bit of bugs coming in underneath. And these are definitely magnets here that simply open, that's precious, and then close very easily. Yeah, so here's one thing we note. The screen's reasonably effective, but you can see gaps. Now we'll close these a little bit more just by pushing in like that. But it's not quite the same as a door that you could slam shut. And you can see just little areas there. Should keep out certainly the majority of the bugs, but if they're interested, they'll find their way in. And down at the bottom here, these are just really weights. They're not magnets, well, they may be magnetic, but this is aluminum, so it's not going to stick. But it keeps it closed, and I suspect that once we let it sit and hang, it'll fit a bit better. Mickey can show you how easily the door works. Just let it go. Yeah. So generally, open. Oops, stuck to the...
Leave it open.
And if you want to leave it open, obviously, you can stick it to the van. You just have to literally open it and let it go, and it closes itself. Yeah, good.
So we found this area. It's just a little walk down the hill from our campsite, and it looks like a day use sort of picnic area. And all the barbecue pits are out, but it looks like they haven't put the picnic tables out yet for the season. And there's a couple of outhouses right there and garbage bin. And we think that this is the way to the lake, so hopefully it is. Oh, there's the water right there.
Bubbles. Marshy. Plenty of frogs in here, I suspect. A nice place for a bear to come down for a drink. The mountain up there with the bluffs.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
There's got to be a trail up there.
Oh look, there are people paddling.
Yeah, it's a nice small lake. He's got a drone going.
Oh, is that what it is? That noise, yeah.
Either that or the mosquitoes here are very large. Campground right down by the water. So some of the sites are actually virtually on the water, and others are just behind.
It's definitely much busier.
Lots of nice little sandy cove beaches. Water's a little too shallow for swimming here. You have to be farther out off on down one of the beaches that side. Okay, so the trail either petered out or we've missed it. Doesn't look like it's very, we can make it through, but it doesn't look like this is a regular trail. You see something here on the left, we'll try that. Looks a little bit more worn in, but now that we're maybe a kilometer from the main beach, far less people here. All right, back on the proper trail. We backtrack a little bit. Easy to miss a turnoff. It's not all that well trodden in. This section's actually much more obvious than about 30 meters ago. Meters out, there's a bit of a trail that could be an animal trail, or more likely just some people have continued to walk, but it's not that we mind going any farther, but we don't really think there's much point, so we're just going to head back on the regular trail, and who knows, maybe we'll get a paddle in either tonight or tomorrow. There's also a trail behind us that we could hike up that goes up to one of the several unnamed lakes. They're just commenting there's spaces between the sites here are quite large, which is really nice. I think I actually prefer it to the beach side just because it's not as busy, and it's literally about a 7-minute walk if we want to get down to the lake. It's a beautiful boulder. Just the owner just said she took 2 years and refurbished it. It's first trip out. Looks great. Okay, something new for us. Mickey bought this Thermacell mosquito area repellent, and it's supposed to create a mosquito-free zone for something like, I think, 4.5 meters square. So not huge, but enough that if we were sitting at the picnic table, technically we're supposed to be outside of the mosquito area. I suspect its effectiveness would vary significantly depending on wind. And of course, if it was really windy, mosquitoes wouldn't be a problem, but we've got a light breeze right now, and we'll see how it works over the course of the evening. It looks fairly easy to set up. It comes with a little bit of butane that goes inside, and then you put this little package here, which has a membrane strip, and once you put the butane in, you light it, and then it produces, it's supposed to be no odor, but obviously it must produce some level of gas that will keep away the mosquitoes. So let's try. There's a little blue membrane. Oh, nothing on it whatsoever. Just seems to go in there. And it's got a complicated process. You turn it to on and click this button. Several times, and then if it doesn't heat, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this in the camera, but you can see the flame right there. So it is working. So we're going to leave it on, and apparently it doesn't get very hot, but we'll leave it here and hopefully we stay mosquito free. It's good for, I think they said 8 hours, so we won't use it all that long tonight, and we'll try it again another time. Let you know how it turns out. Thermacell mosquito area repellent. And we have no commercial connection with Thermacell. So we just got back from Whistler this week, and we brought back some Whistler Brewing Company lager. So just a taste of beer after a nice day hiking Sasquatch Park, or at least walking around Sasquatch Park. Just leave the potatoes in for 30 minutes. It's kind of like our third try. First time we were close to an hour. They were like Game of Thrones, those dinosaur, those dragon eggs, that's what they came out like. But they were tasty inside. Second time we were about 40 minutes and a little bit of burnt on the outside, but they were really good. So this time we're going to put them in for about 32 minutes and see what they're like. Fires are a little bit different each time, unfortunately. This one doesn't have as much coals as I would like, but we'll do what we can.
So the potatoes have been in for about, what is it, 36 minutes?
32.
32 minutes, and Gordon's just...
We finally got some coals developed, but we'll see. We're going to check this one out first. I know that's sort of cheating.
I don't have any utensils out right now. You're going to have to use your hands.
So one of our viewers noted that they don't like to use tin foil too much for high temperature cooking. I think that's probably a good idea. And I would say darn close to perfect.
Yeah, I think so. Yay!
Ow.
Ow! But don't forget, he has thick skin. How are they?
Hot.
But are they done? Yeah?
It's not as moist, but that might be this particular potato. But eating it like this is like eating it. It's like an ice cream cone, but with potato in it. Potato cone. The smoke's gonna come this way. Run away, run away.
Good morning. Oh gosh, it's about 8:15 and just walked down to the lake. It's just beautiful. And Gordon's gonna go for a quick paddle, getting all ready to sit up. This is his alpaca pakra.
Weighs about 6 pounds and change. You can actually, it's got lots of room for one person in gear, or you can take 2 people for short trips. Alright, back at the campsite. Paddle to the end of the lake took longer than I thought, about a half hour. Distance was a little farther, but the wind was quite strong. Very nice at the end of the lake, and now I'm back at the campsite. Just brought the boat up, carried it up. So light, it's like 6 pounds, and just easier to fold down when you're not in gravel and dirt. So we're here at the campsite, beautiful morning, and you'll see Mickey's actually going to use the toaster outside. So it just produces less smoke inside, and it's a new toaster. We haven't tried it before. I don't think you can see her through there, but she's making some breakfast. That screen door has worked really well for us. We've been quite pleased with it. It's not perfect, but it didn't let any bugs, but it's really easy coming in and out and seems to close nicely.